What's up? What's going on, everybody? Sorry, running a couple minutes behind today, but I needed to have my coffee. Gotta get the coffee. Let's see here. See if we can't get some gaming going on here. We're gonna go ahead and hop on into the Steam group. Gonna be doing some Chaos 4 today. Looking for some shards. Gots to get them shards. All right, let's see. Yeah, we're looking good. And here we go. Like I said, just doing Chaos 4 today. Um, all about the shards. Yeah, looking for a beacon there, Cryo. Looking for a couple beacons, and, you know, it wouldn't hurt my feelings any if I got a defense rate in the mix as well. Was hoping to get one yesterday, but didn't had no luck with side. Sidewalk took all the shardage. Probably gonna time out because, well, no, looks like it found one. Yeah, I don't think it would hurt anybody's feelings to find a couple extra defense rates there, Cryo. That is for damn sure. I want another beacon or two just because of the power right now of the hero damage builds. I want, you know, I've got several of them. But I needs more. Needs more for sure. Like everybody that joined late maybe got booted. Let's just completely spawn camp the crap out of this here. Nope, didn't really notice it, Colin. But doesn't, you know, funny things have happened with shards over the years. Or over the months. It's been years already. Well, that's not the right dude. And still got just a butt ton left here. You like that skin, do you there, Cryo? There's time, man. There's time. You can still get yours. Let's see. That is big time overkill for that lane, but whatever. I think that's all of them. Assuming everything is just going to die here, I guess we'll find out. Looking like it. Maybe you want to consider like verifying your game cache or something like that there, gaming. I mean, it's definitely had its bugs, there's no doubt about it, but I mean, I for one, other than when servers have been down, have never had an issue with the game loading. Welcome back there, Hero. Yeah, I mean, even though the game's not very intensive, if you don't have a semi-current PC, it's not going to run super well. Hopefully we get a little optimization in with the full release too. That's the Defense Council skin there, Peppers. It's not, you're not able to get that anymore. Well, yeah, laptop's never going to perform on just about any game unless it's just a ridiculously expensive one. Sadly. I guess gaming laptops have come a long way, though. My son got one recently that was, I mean, it was expensive, but it wasn't what you'd think it is. Probably right around there. They're F-17. I don't know for sure. I don't remember, to be honest with you, but I'm assuming it was probably around there. Was doing Chaos. You know, I was in Nightmare 4 gear though when the trials came, so I had a little different experience. It was a big learning experience then. Sadly, the first day of trials, I rolled around in a 4-man group all day thinking we were doing the right thing, and then we couldn't wonder why we couldn't complete any maps. We didn't know about the scaling and how severe it was. See if I can manage to kill myself today with a chi blast. Man, that one came right back at me. Well, glad, welcome back there, John. That release is coming. I mean, we should be in store for some nice stuff. I just can't wait till we get a little more info about it. Thanks for subscribing there, John. Johnable. I do appreciate it much. Yeah, hoping. I didn't get one single shard that I needed or wanted to keep yesterday. Not one. How disappointing is that, you know? And, I mean, Chaos 4's got a really good shard pool. There's some super good shards there. Now, part of the problem I got with the Chi Blast here today is I just didn't, I built too close. Everything's just gonna die. So anyway, I figured since it's Chaos 4, it should be pretty quick runs. I figured I'll do 3 maps and then reform the group to give some more people an opportunity to hop in. Not anytime soon, probably there, Mr. Gracio. I was gonna really start pumping those hero spotlights out again, and then as soon as I started doing it, Trendy announced the launch date. And I know things are going to change, and I'm going to have to redo all of those all over again. So it's basically the same problem I've had for the last several months. I'm I enjoy the game, Tim. So, I mean, it's to each its own. If you don't enjoy it anymore, then you certainly shouldn't play it, you know? I mean, this is supposed to be easy here. It's 3 chaos tiers under where I need to be. I'm just looking for shards. Yeah, but I'm always a big believer in enjoying your gaming and having fun. If you're not having fun anymore, then you shouldn't play, you know? If I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't play it. I got a ton of power transfers now, so I don't really need any more, but I'm not going to throw one away if I find it. That's one of those shards where do you ever really have enough, you know? I think I've probably got 15 or 20 of them right now, though. No clue, Max. Until it releases or we get more info, there's no way of telling. I would assume they probably will, but I don't really know. Most of the old, not all, but most of the old passives that were on those unique weapons before are all already back in the game as shards. Now, not all of them. You know, that Bling King one for the Huntress would be cool. You know, obviously the Apprentice and the Halberds. That'll be everyone's favorite, is my guess. Those barrier guys. There's several barrier guys there, Rain Death, but the answer to barrier guys is not what kind of gear you have, it's what towers you use. So if you use AoE type towers, it goes through all shields or whatever. Assuming you're talking about either the geodes or the shield goblins. Want your meow back? Come on, you can do it. There we go. I was told that server stability is a pretty high priority right now, so I'm really hoping they get things fixed up. Yeah, that Wailing Glaive is one of my favorites for sure. It is a lot of fun to play on the monk. That weapon actually might get me playing a melee monk again, just because it was so much fun. It's all about just moving up in tiers there, Peppers. You'll get tons of gold. I mean, as you see, 115 million. The higher chaos tiers you go, the more gold you earn. But like right now, Chaos 7 with the win streak bonus, you're getting 80 to 90,000 per map. So I mean, it's pretty easy to, you know, play for a day and end up with $1.5 million, 2 million, or whatever. So you will indeed get the gold. There's no doubt about it. Good enough. Spammy lightning R's everywhere. Let's throw some more. Or lightning R's, listen to me. Flame R's. Thanks for subscribing there, Sven. I do appreciate it very much. I think I might have lightning R gear too. I'm not sure. Let me look. It won't show me my relics, that's right. When Chaos 1 becomes easy for you, Samuel, you should go ahead and try Chaos 2. You know, you basically just measure it yourself. Thanks for subscribing there, Matt. It's not even a matter of gear, it's a matter of you personally. If you feel like you're having an easy time with a Chaos tier, then step it up, you know. Thanks for subscribing there, Hippie Hop. Your name looks familiar there, Gavin. Thanks there, Samuel. I do appreciate it. Oh yeah, it goes in waves there, Lou. There has just got to be some shards in here somewhere. I'm going to save them all up again today and open them up at the end of the stream and hope that there's some goodness in there. There's no mods available for Dungeon Defenders yet, Hippie Hop. No, there probably won't be. It's all server side. Not like DD1. I mean, you never know. There may end up being. That's in the game already now, Max. Or are you talking about the bow? Just the... I'm sure it'll have something else. I bet it will have a different name because that shard is already a thing, as you already know. So I bet it'll have some other type of thing. None of the weapons will be geared towards building again. That's definitely a thing of the past. So when the special incursion weapons come... Yeah, if you like the shot type, Zor, use it. It's not about being the hero of the target dummy. It's about playing the game and having fun. You can use any shot type you like. If you like rail shot, use rail shot. You know? Omni likes those slow firing gunwich weapons. I personally like the machine guns. I want to get the pew 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 going. But that's just me. I gotta have the rapid fire or I'm not content. If, like I said, you don't like it, don't use it. That's easy enough. A lot of people like the slower shots. Slower shots tend to hit harder. So it depends on what you're looking for. You want to max your range gambit weathered. Range is greater than... Well, I can't say range is greater than all, because speed is really greater than all. But you definitely want to max your range gambit, but you don't want to mess with that until you got your defense critical chance maxed. Yeah, you just gotta look at the stats and compare them there, Samuel. Pretty easy to do now because it shows the max, you know, the max value on the tooltip now of all new gear that drops. Yeah, I mean the natural way to do it, since if a mob disables ground traps, then just don't use ground traps. You know? I mean, that's the easiest way. It's the most obvious choice. You know, it won't touch. You know, it won't touch a tower. It will only touch R's and traps. So it's actually, it's like it's just a regular old orc if you don't have auras or traps on the map, because it does nothing special. I mean, that would be the most obvious thing. You always got to build for the enemies that are there, you know. There is no item power anymore. It's an unknown number, Samuel. There's no one knows. People will say they know, no one knows. The only person, in fact, that got asked to ice him on Friday, and he doesn't even know. He suggested that we ask Blacksmith in the next dev stream, because he's the one who created the system, so everyone is assuming he's the one who actually, the only one who actually knows. I mean, there's lots of different theories out there. The one that makes the most sense to me is an item that has the greater sell value for the gear gating. Seems like to me that would make the most sense. But, I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing too, just like everybody else. Oh, flame auras are awesome there, Peppers, there's no doubt. And you can use flame auras too, but you gotta be very careful with your placement. You could do it something like I did it here. Like if a cyborg came out here, it's gonna disable that one. Well, actually, it would disable both of those in this pass. But this one is not gonna get hit. So it's still gonna be working. But you just have to scatter your auras if you want to try to use them. But the easiest way is to go projectile towers. There's a hero spotlight on flame auras on my channel there, Chris. Every tower is the same, though. If you have a medallion, you use defense rate, defense range, and power transfer. If you have a mark, you use defense rate, defense range, and crit damage. But you can, I mean, that's not like the end-all be-all, but that combination will work in all the current content in the game on any relic. No problem there, Samuel. Hopefully we know the answer to that pretty soon, you know. I'm here to get the job done fast there, Bokuma, not to play around with overpowered gear. So, sorry you think it's boring. But it's about speed, not about entertainment at this point. There's one on wave 4 and one on wave 5 in Chaos 5 there, Peppers, but it's only one, so you just run out and kill him yourself, and it's not a problem. You can join through my Steam group there, best. I would keep all the shards that you find as long as you have bag space. I mean, not every one, but I mean anything that you have any interest in at all that you think might be entertaining, you should keep it. The problem with shards is you run out of inventory space. But I mean, you just never know when you're gonna want to use a shard like Splody or whatever. That's how it works, Cryo. You know that. All you have to do is show up in a lower caste tier and you get all the gear you want. Every defense is playable there, Max. You just Once again, it goes back to building for the enemies that are there. Chaos 7 has a lot of flyers. The special enemy of the map is a flyer. So you have to build against flyers. If you can take out flyers and still deal with the other stuff that's there, you're good, you know? But yeah, I mean, you can, if you say you put flame auras or fissures or whatever up front to deal with the geodes, and then put harpoons in the back behind your walls, there's no reason that wouldn't work in Chaos 7. With the bows, well, it's the same with all weapons. There's no difference between the weapon type itself. It's just all about the shot type. There's a video on my channel called Gear Gating and Progression there, Roaming. You might want to watch that. There is a gear gating system in the game. All your gear is based off of what you wear. So... So depending on what your highest geared hero is in your deck right now, that is what gear that drops is based off of, no matter what chaos tier you're in. And Bakuma's gonna make fun of me for using Flame Auras in C4, yet you're doing Nimbus's only in C7? That's the boringest build in the world, man. Oh, it's definitely too early to tell there, Minders, but I'm sure there's going to be some good stuff. I mean, we haven't... Incursions coming back are a good thing. I really wish Onslaughts were coming back, and that's not going to be there right at release. Which I would really like to see. Yeah, Roaming, you want one character all beefy. One character that's in your deck, and the drops will be catered towards them. I got mad wind today again, guys, so if I do DC for some reason, I'll try to get back as quick as I can, but it is gusty again. Hey, there are no boring builds as far as I'm concerned. You build versus what you feel like doing. You know, it's all about playing and having fun. I mean, for me personally, when I'm farming a lower chaos tier looking for shards, I can beat that tier using absolutely any defense. I'm way over geared for it. So it's all about speed, you know, for me. If I'm looking for shards, then I just want a quick build. Weapon mans are awesome for that. I mean, I think everything they've done recently are good steps there, Minders, personally. I mean, the game is not about endgame players right now for long-term survivability. They got to get new players into the game and make people keep playing it that start. You know, like, right, I mean, a month ago, the game was not even remotely friendly to new players. And Trendy recognized that and started putting some changes in. So, I mean, I'm glad to see that. You know, you got to have the population and the player base. You can use weapon mans on any tier, Colin. Just gotta place them right. Or carefully. I think it's going to be good at release. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. And like I said, they just need to get more players in. I mean, that's, I guess to say that can be said about any game. You know, the bigger the player base, the better off it is. What's going on there? I like red. I think that's one of the biggest concerns right now, Jake, for sure. I mean, from what I mentioned it earlier, but from what I've heard, connections and server stability is a pretty top priority. So, I mean, hopefully, I agree with you. I mean, that needs to get fixed. You know, there's no doubt about it. That's one of the biggest problems in the game right now, in my opinion. It's because you've already done it, Max. You can only do Harbinger once and get XP. All of the Harbinger grinders getting up to a bazillion Ascension level ruined that one for us all. I play on PC. I do have a PS4 account that I neglect, and I plan on at least at a minimum doing a campaign playthrough on the Xbox. But yeah, my main account is on the PC. Once again, there's Simfinch, there's a gear gating system, so gear is based off of your highest hero. So if you look at your average of all your pieces on your best hero, that's what your drops are based off of. So it doesn't matter what chaos tier you're in. Just all about what you're wearing. Yeah, I mean, if you're in, like Colin said, if you're in full Chaos 2 gear, you're going to want to be going Chaos 3. That's the only place you're going to find an upgrade. If you're on full Chaos 3 gear, of course you need to be doing Chaos 4 and so on and so on. Oh, it'll be a whole lot more than that there, Max. It gets stuck there more than it doesn't on that spawn point. What's going on there, Humongous? How you doing? Keep forgetting I got my boost pad on me. Based off of one hero there, Weathered, one hero. So get one guy all jacked out, keep him in your deck, and you'll get gear off of that. I think it sounds like that needs to be the tip of the day for the Countdown series tomorrow. There's a bunch of stuff here. Incursions are coming back. They haven't told us all the info yet. It's all hush-hush still. But we know for sure incursions are coming back. It's coming to the Xbox One. If you do a exclamation launch in chat, let me see if I got Nightbot woken up here. Yeah, Nightbot's there. If you do an exclamation launch in chat, it'll take you to the big reveal. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave party. And we can get a fresh group started up here. Yeah, the incursions are the most exciting thing for me so far, but I mean, we also, like I said, we don't have all the info yet. So, I mean, there is going to be other stuff. It's just a matter of, you know, them getting the info out to us. And we all know how Trendy likes to keep it all hush-hush. Alright, I'm just going to go through and lock all my all my shards here. And I'll open them all at the end. Exclamation stats in chat there, Rodney, will give you those numbers. It's not 100% updated from the newest patch, but it is pretty close. It's pretty glitched right now, Max. You can get up to like 20 million. Some pretty crazy high numbers. Looks good. I think I'll stack all these. Where do I want to stack them? Stack them all here. Bag 4 sounds fair. So anyway, feel free to join me if you want in. Just doing Chaos 4 shard farming. Of course, if I get something good from another Chaos tier, I'm not going to complain about it. Let's see, let's do that. Keep all the shards in one place here. There we go. I did a few more runs after yesterday's stream and just didn't have any shard luck. A damn shame, I tell you. I'm about ready to start hitting the grind hard, though, and start getting up to the cap. Got a couple spots open here, guys. Feel free to hop on in. Thank you very much for subscribing there, Ister. I appreciate it. Let's see. Go ahead and just throw a sky guard in just because we can. I think I actually had this map on a daily too, didn't I? Nope, need it 2 more times. So close, yet so far. Well, that's about overkill right there. It's in the description below there, Hero. Juicy Nation is the name of the group, but there's a link right in the description down there that you can click on. There should be, anyway, unless I failed miserably today. There's always a chance of that, too. Hit G, guys. Hit G. Alright, let's see. Can I do it? That's pretty far back. Yep, it died. Nice, Zor. Nothing wrong with that. I don't know, Max. It does seem... I don't think there should necessarily be more ways to earn Defender medals, because there is a... I mean, you get Defender medals constantly now. But I do think it should adjust more. Maybe by tier or something. Stuff is expensive. I mean, like a low-level item should not cost the same as a high level item to upgrade, in my opinion. So either the lower stuff should be way cheaper, or there should be more earnings in the higher levels or something. I don't know. I do think they should do something with Defender medals, but I don't think it's necessarily more ways to earn it. I think it's maybe just balancing the economy is what I would like to see, personally. Ran out of power transfer. No good there, Agent. I mean, it seems getting 25 per map in a Chaos 1 Trials and getting 25 per map in a Chaos 7 Trials doesn't seem right to me. That, I think the daily caps should be gone too. Currently, besides quests, you can only earn up to 2,000 a day. So if you really grind it out and you did 40 maps in a day, if you do any more maps, you get 0. I think that's not right. I don't think the hero cost will ever go down. I think they could answer the hero cost by just eliminating the or raising the cap. We're being at 12k right now. I know when launch day comes, I'll be at 12k. There's no doubt in my mind. I'll be at 12k before then because I'm actually not going to spend any more defense. I spend defender medals before gold. That's how I got so much gold. Because I'm assuming one of these days I'm going to need all that gold. And defender medals I have no use for right now. Other than upgrading stuff. I mean, if you could buy skins... there are a few skins I'm missing. If you could buy skins with defender medals... I'd be all over that, but I don't think that will ever be a thing. Or yeah, 80 maps. I guess it's tough to do 80 maps these days, huh? They haven't in a long time there, Peppers. I bought most of mine with Defender medals, Corey. Now I had the collector's edition, so I had a bunch of gems up front. Can't reach it anymore? You used to be able to. Guess not anymore, huh? 40 times 25, yeah, it's early. Cut me some slack, guys. My first cup of coffee's still going in. I can't do the basic maths quite yet. Just the fun factor, Arn. It's actually... things are slower and much more difficult to do in a group. But of course, it's always more fun to play in a group. So, I mean, that's currently the only benefit. But that's going to be changing at release, too. That's one of the things they've told us. Right now, the health scaling on mobs goes up 50% for each additional player. So with a 4-player group, the mobs have 150% more health than they do solo. And that number is actually supposed to be 25% is the intended number, but there was a problem with coding or whatever. And they've already discussed that and said it'll be getting changed back with the release build. That was the last time I think I hit the cap, Joe. It was with Demon's Lair. The good old days. Well, Demon's Lair, I'm assuming, will be returning. And I'm assuming, too, if you do a lower Chaos tier, if they keep the same system where it's set this many per map, then in a lower Chaos tier, of course, we'll still get those 2-minute runs in, I bet. I want to see some Onslaught or Survival or Endless Mode come back. I'll be very, very excited when that returns. And I think, I know it's going to return. It's just a matter of when. But, I mean, the incursions are definitely a good start. That's the way I've got this guy built here, Cryo. I may end up doing a hero spotlight on that too. This is a nuke monk, even though I haven't been showing it off here. Here, I'll do it on this dude. Bink. He didn't have that much left. It's actually, it may even be almost quicker just to have EVs. I mean, it'd be almost instant either way, the nuke monks or the EVs, but EV with charged shot with a monk standing next to him is the strongest thing in the game right now. There's no doubt about it, even including the glitched Huntress and Apprentice. But, I mean, you know, what's the difference between a 1-second kill and a 2-second kill? Nothing as far as the course of the whole map goes, you know? It'd be better to mix it up. Yeah, I mean, everybody needs an Omni Monk pet. I boost people, but I rarely get boosted by anyone else but besides Omni. Lightning Touch isn't fantastic. It's not as great as the tooltip for it would make it seem. Nah, Golden Pet's just a vanity item there, roaming. It's no difference than another pet. Pets are pets. But the Golden Pets, the only variation is it's just a vanity item. Colin. Come on, Colin. It's always Colin. How come, man? Golden Pet does not add damage. It's exactly the same as a regular pet. Like I said, the only difference is it's a vanity item. Forgot my flyer control over here. Just put it right there. Yeah, that's never any fun there, Harrow. I just had to do that not too long ago myself. Re-download everything. Queue it all up and go to bed. It's the only way to do it. Bear Kira is pretty good. It's got a ridiculous CC. If you want to play a tank, the Narwagon's really good. I mean, they all have their uses, but the Dragolich is definitely the most commonly used just because the ability for it is so powerful. It's just good. Nobody wants CC, everybody wants Pew Pew, you know, and the Dragolich offers the Pew Pew. Did I not open the chest on the last game? For some reason, I don't think I opened the chest. Sounds to me like you may be playing in the wrong Chaos tier there, maybe, then, roaming. I mean, did you go back down to Chaos 1 or something? Already did there, Zor. There's lots of pet stuff on my channel. The pets really haven't changed, so even the older pet videos are still the same. Pets haven't had much changes in a long time. Alright, opened it. Alright. Thanks, Cryo. It's not a bug, roaming. It's a gear gating system. So, I mean, if you're capped out in C2, then it's time to move up. But there is you gotta understand, too, there's a range. It's not a set drop. Like, the highest piece that can drop from Chaos 1 is going to be lower than the lowest piece that can drop from Chaos 2. So, I mean, it's still RNG based. It's not like auto-win the second you see a legendary on the ground. That's why they're so common, you know? What's going on there, Lickety? Didn't see ya. Take it easy, Zor. The range is actually fairly wide. That's one of the things that too, particularly in the lower chaos tiers, I would like to see eventually smooth out a little, is the grind is unreal. You know, like most games, you'd think if you played the same, like you got through a chaos tier, you beat all the maps, and then say you redid 10 runs, you know, you'd think that would be enough time to get you geared out to move up, but it's not. I mean, it might be if you get really lucky with drops, but it may take you 100 runs, you know? It's just such a... It's the lower end grind should not be as much as it is, in my opinion. I mean, I understand that the Chaos 7 grind is unreal. And whatever the end difficulty in the game is, probably should be quite a grind. But leveling up, or going up through the tiers, I don't think should be such a grind. Eventually they're roaming. My problem is my PC account is so tricked out. When I log onto the PS4, I feel like I don't have anything. And it just makes me want to log back over onto the PC. I really do enjoy playing it on the console, though. I'm going to start an Xbox account, too, and at least go through the campaign, at a minimum. Get the super pet going again. Bink. A lower chaos tier, of course. It doesn't one-shot C7 mobs. Or C7 bosses. From the way it sounded, it won't be exclusive to Xbox for very long. That would be pretty cool, Peppers, but it never will be. It's just the info is stored on separate servers, you know? I'd have no complaints with that, though, that's for darn sure. Oh, I agree there, Lickety. That would be badass. A little cross-platform would be awesome. It depends on what state of the game you're in there, Dwight. When I find a good piece in Chaos 7, I'm upgrading it. I mean, you're only getting, what, on Chaos 7, max piece, you're getting 400 more in your max stat, but you're picking up another stat altogether. So, I mean, your overall value of that upgrade is actually pretty significant. You know, I mean, my auras used to have like 90 energy. And now they're at 1500. Now they're only slightly more powerful than they were. But they picked that up where I can, you know, if I wanted to just say I was grinding out C1 shards or whatever, I could throw them down and just forget about them. You know, if you were able to continue, it'd be like 5 maps in a row. Now, obviously, the same R is not going to continue. Yeah, I got Betsy there, Zor. Of course I do. I got 2 Betsy's, in fact. I mean, it's not meant to... The new stuff is not meant to be an upgrade. We didn't get an increased difficulty level. I mean, as far as overall... It's a change. It's a lateral change. It's not a... You know, not a overall end-game upgrade. I was surprised that they made them higher at all, to be honest with you. But, you know, it wasn't an end-game update. It does make the transition way easier. I mean, basically every defense is tanky now because of the defense health on it, where anybody that was speccing right never used defense health before. Right, see what's in the box. I use a medallion there, Dark, in my Skyguard. You can use whatever you want, though. Medallions and marks are almost even on every defense. They're really, really close to each other. So whichever you have that's stronger is the one you should use, you know? I personally don't really recommend that, Peppers. I personally tell everybody to try to save their stuff for endgame, but it does make the transition a little bit easier, you know. I don't know, Zora, I thought about it. Really, the main thing I've been doing now as far as the DD2 content is I'm just waiting for the game to stabilize. And now we know we're going to be waiting until the 20th. So, I mean, I'm still going to obviously have DD2 content coming out between now and then. But everything will change again on the 20th, I'm assuming. I'll have to redo everything. This is a good map. This is one of the most scenic maps for sure. Well, the gold is based off of RNG. So that you don't get a set amount of gold. The gold will drop differently every map. The experience, we should have got something close to the same, unless you were at a... I don't know where that was at in the win streak. I don't think it was at the max for me, because I started over in the tavern. You know, if you joined on me out of another map, then you got the win streak, and I didn't. Because I had to go back to the tavern to regroup. I don't know, but I don't really care. Does it really matter, Colin? It doesn't matter to me. Yeah, I mean, you do get less XP for going down. You just gotta change your build up there, Dark. If you go with some stunning cannonballs and PDTs and then just go out and manually kill the geodes in wave 4 and 5, there's only one in each wave, you'll wreck it. Watching in 144p and still skipping. Let me look. See if it's on my end. No, it's not on my end. Sorry, man. I'm using a mark right now, Destroyer. But it's not necessarily out of choice, it's just the better piece that I found. Marks and medallions are so comparable now in DPS output that you can really use either or. No, I'm no longer streaming to Twitch at all. Yeah, data caps do indeed suck. I would agree with you there. I don't use an orb on any defense. I don't suggest anyone do once you get to Chaos 7. Actually, I don't suggest anyone do past Chaos 5 because the speed caps do not match the stats on the orb. Like right now to get down to the speed cap on any defense, it takes like 14,000 defense speed or something like that, and a Chaos 7 orb will roll up to 17,000 defense speed. So you're wasting stats by using an orb, and you're losing out on others. Just use a mark or a medallion on every defense destroyer, whichever you have your strongest pieces are. Doesn't matter which one you use either. You know, a medallion with, say, 10,000 defense power on it is not going to do as much as a mark with, say, 10,500 defense power on it. They really are that close to each other. So use either one on any defense. The key is the shards. In a medallion you use power transfer, and in a mark you use crit damage. And that's the only difference. Is just how you shard it up. Get the double in Chaos 4. That's just wrong. At least it wasn't a triple. They've never been the right choice for cannons, really, Tybor. I mean, they were a fun alternative. But like I said, the defense speed caps are too low. You get down to the fastest a defense can attack before you use the amount of stat that's available in defense speed on an orb. So, I mean, in Chaos 6 or higher, you shouldn't use an orb in any situation at all until that gets changed. It's a complete waste. I mean, if you're below that, you're in Chaos 3, Chaos 4, or whatever, then play around with them. That's what the target dummies are for, you know? Throw your defenses on it and see what they're doing. The tooltips are not correct on almost any defense. They need to get that worked out too. They haven't said they're Digi-D, but man, I hope so. The one that gets me is Nimbus. I'm just completely done with running Nimbus. I've done that map so many times between Chaos 5 and Chaos 7 that I just don't ever want to see it again. So, I mean, a rotation would be very nice, that's for sure. Or just more maps in the pool, you know? But it's highly requested. I mean, I don't think anyone doesn't want to see more of a map rotation. And a lot of people have posted about it on the forums and brought it up in dev streams and everything else. I mean, I think, personally, in my opinion, I think that's the #2 priority if I was to prioritize things. Now, obviously, I'm not the one prioritizing. But if I was, the first thing I would fix is the connection issues. And the second thing I would fix is the map rotations. I think it would make it would make the game more fun overall. Nimbus is a good map, it's just everybody's burnt out on it, you know? I mean, anybody that's doing the endgame content went from doing it in Chaos 5 to doing it in Chaos 7. And it's too much of a grind. See what we got. Not that it matters. Pause the feed. And don't worry about these souls at night, guys. Trendy's already said that souls will not be used for the higher tier weapons. So don't worry about farming those things. I know a lot of people are farming them, and it's not something that you need to do. Alright, so that was 3 runs with this group. I will leave group once I get in here, and we'll start up a new one. So anybody else that wants to join, feel free to hop on in. It's up to you, really, Destroyer. You just switch to using defenses that don't get disabled, Eric. It was already said there, Colin. It's because when you move down in chaos tiers, you get penalized. It's to attempt to stop the people that were grinding the low chaos tiers for ascension. Same as like the Harbinger, only getting 1 XP after you do it again. Cyborgs only disable Let's see, leave party. I'm just going to go on out here into town. That'll refresh the group here. Yeah, anyway, cyborgs disable ground traps. So anything that's tagged trap or aura, a cyborg will disable. Anything else, it's a non-issue. That's the biggest transition in the game, in my opinion, right now, is going from C4 to C5, learning how to deal with the assassins. Alright. I'll clean up my bags once I get in there. Yep, flamethrower works great in Chaos 5. Like I said, it's about building towards the enemies that you're facing, you know. Nah, the crit damage stat is worth 5 times what the hero damage stat is, Peppers. So crit damage is stronger than regular damage. Let's see. Free up a little space here. But yeah, the scaling, from what I understand, the scaling is 5 times. Now, I have never gone in and done the math on it. I think there will be new heroes, Jonathan, without a doubt, but I don't think they'll be soon, personally. I mean, Trendy likes to surprise us with things, so you never know. But I personally don't think that there will be any new heroes anytime quick. Got one spot open and need some mana. Trying to do speed runs here, Alcatraz. So if more than one person builds, it slows all that down. Thanks there, Gabriel. Appreciate it. I don't know. Maybe you're still transitioning in the loading screen or something there, Hero. If you haven't played in 6 months there, Jacob, and you're in old Nightmare 4 gear, you want to replace it with Chaos 3 gear, even if it's a slight downgrade. Because there's a gear gating system in place now that is very, very important. It measures exactly what gear is going to drop. And once again, though, Digi, it's about the using the correct defenses. Using weapon manufacturers and flame auras on a map with cyborgs is not using the correct defenses. So, I mean, if you're set where you don't want to use anything but those, then yeah. I mean, obviously doing another one will be easier because you're building against those. Oh, I don't know, Hero, just try rejoining. There's still a spot open. I knew what you were talking about, but I mean, using weapon manufacturers and flame auras in Chaos 5 is nerfing yourself. It's not that Chaos 6 is easier, it's that you're using the wrong defenses in Chaos 5. Just boils down to back to the connection issues. I mean, like I said, I was told that that's a top priority for Trendy for the release, and I really hope it does get dialed in. As I mean, it's not just the continues. it's things like this too, being able to join each other, having smooth. I mean, if you click join game with somebody, you should be able to join their game right away, you know. Thanks for subscribing there, Retro. I do appreciate it much. Because you're staring at one stat, Colin, and you're not looking at the overall benefit. I mean, if you do that, you got to keep playing. I mean, the caps for each map are higher, you know. But there's, like I said, there's a range now. It's not you find an item, it's automatically the highest stat available. And that's the way it was before, so this is back to a more DD1 style of looting. In the aspect of there's a big range on the drops. Everybody got a little spoiled by having the max stat every time in the previous builds. Myself included. Free max stats every time. Chaos 5, you should be getting relics that upgrade up to 11,000 and change, I think, is the number. So, I mean, you're nowhere near that. You got a off piece in your deck somewhere that's screwing you up. Do exclamation stats in chat. It'll give you a link to the mins and maxes. Yeah, I don't remember the exact number for Chaos 5, though. I thought it was like 11,000 and change. But not positive on that. Hopefully all that type of information gets displayed in game at some point. Nothing more irritating than having to tab out a game to look at a Google Doc. You know. Blitz. Damn cat. My kitty cat is getting into shit. He don't care. As soon as I turn my head and go back to the game here, he's going to be right back on it. Can't say I'm going to blame him. If you can get away with it, you know. You are not going to be able to get away with it, cat. Probably 2 to 3 times what you need there, Max. You can pretty easily get the gun witch up to like the 6 to 10 million range really easily in Chaos 7. DPS is completely blown out in my opinion. It's way too powerful. Thanks for subscribing there, Julian. I do appreciate it much. This is Chaos 4 there, PCT. Shard farming. Yep, I got poison spit pets. That's been in the game for a long time. That's nothing new. I'm talking about sustained damage there, Max, not a one-time spike. I mean, I can get up to like 120 million on my monk and a one-time spike, but the sustained is nowhere near that. Well, poison is from the earth, isn't it, Colin? Flowers, you know? There will definitely be more chaos tiers, Jonathan. There's no doubt about it. It's just a matter of when. They haven't given us any more info about the update yet, so we don't know. We don't know when that's coming. But there's no doubt in my mind there will be many more. They actually already said back a while ago that they've got the chaos tiers already designed to go up to a minimum of chaos 10. Or they said they had the shard brackets and everything ready to go up to chaos 10 is what it was. Yeah, I mean that's 2 to 3 times what you actually need to do all the endgame content there, Max. So you're in good shape. If you can get over like 2 million sustained DPS, you're going to be able to win every map. I mean, unless your builders are just in terrible shape. There's a video on my channel there, Destroyer, that says the top DPS pets in the game. It's an old video, but it still applies. Those are still the best. I'm sure in 4-player it will be, Peppers, you'd think. Four-player scaling, it'll be pretty high. You get over 100. You get 100 million now, PCT, and 4-player C7. Remember, there's a range on the boss of health too. The bosses can come out with different amounts of health. But I've seen, or I don't know about it breaking 100 million, but I have seen 97 million. Looks like somebody dropped, so we got a spot open. If anybody wants in, feel free to hop on in. Yeah, 105 million. You got your 3 in already there, Colin. You need to give somebody else a chance. I mean, if nobody joins by the time like wave 2 starts, then have at it, but I'm trying to mix it up here. Give everybody a chance to get into some games. Spammy, spammy on the flame auras. Through the Steam group there, Saigon. Same as always. Anytime I do public matches, it's always through my Steam group. It's just it's the easiest way to do it. I guess the easiest way to do it would be just join public games, but I want to make sure people that are either subscribed to the channel or that are watching the stream are the ones that get in, not random people. So, I'm rude like that. Alright, is that everything? Nope, didn't get this side. We don't know what kind of DPS we're going to be doing in Chaos 10 there, PCT. I mean, considering you can break the 100 million cap mark right now in ideal situations, I would assume on Chaos 10 might be able to break the 500 million mark. So if a mob has less than 1 billion health on a 4-player in Chaos 10, I'd be disappointed, to be honest. I mean, solo it shouldn't, of course. Yeah, Juicy Nation there, Zol. Should be down below. Character slots you should get with Defender medals there, Mr. Dogson. You don't want to spend gems on those. I'm not sure how much it is, to be honest with you. I know with Defender medals it's... What is it, 2,000? 2,000 Defender medals get you a character slot, I believe. Or am I way off there? I don't remember. I haven't bought a new slot in a long time. Christian, I'm looking for Beacon of the Storm, and defense rate shard or two wouldn't hurt my feelings either. Yeah, 2K medals. That sounded about right. But since they're easily earnable in game, I don't really recommend spending real money on them. Figure when you buy a new hero, you get a free shard slot for that hero anyway. Yeah, it only gives you the option if you have no available. It's all good. You should join the Dungeon Defenders 2 Discord there, Mr. Dogson, if you're a Discord fan. I mean, if you're not, it's all good. But there is a lot of very helpful people on there. You know what I mean, Cryo. Yeah, you definitely can, Mr. Dogson. I mean, inventory is the main deal. Inventory is a huge convenience. And inventory you can't grind. You have to buy. And in my opinion, inventory is well worth it. I mean, if you're going to spend any money on the game, spend it on inventory first. But anything else can be unlocked in game. Or not anything else, but anything required to complete the game. One full bag is 640 gems. Woof. Inventory is definitely a good thing. I mean, with any game, the more the merrier on the inventory department, you know. I mean, you don't need it to complete the game. I mean, you can complete all content in the game without having inventory space. But it's like I said, it's a massive convenience. I mean, if you want to have one of each different type of hero fully geared out, then you'll probably need it. Oh man, you can't even buy one bag with the campaign gems anymore, huh? That's unfortunate. You used to be able to buy one, but the bags were smaller then, of course. Through my Steam group there, Jacob. Links in the description below. Nah, I just want more. I've got like 15 of them there, Christian, but I want more. The beacons. The beacons is good stuff. I do it on my free-to-play account there, Peppers. So, absolutely. I mean, like I said, it's a convenience factor. One of the reasons my inventory is such a train wreck now is because I do have the luxury of having all that inventory space. You gotta remember what the question is. The question is, can you complete the game? And the answer is yes, you can complete the game. It's not, you know, what someone with 20 heroes or 30 heroes or 40 heroes would do. You know, it's can you do it? You can complete all content in the game without any inventory. There's no doubt about it. That, and I mean, some of this inventory, some of the stuff I save, I don't need it. In all reality, do I need more Beacon of the Storm shards? Absolutely not. Do I need more defense rate shards? Nope. But need and want are two totally different things. And I want. What's going on there, Beefy Hawks? I want to get over the 30 mark for defense rate shards. I think I need one more now. I found one last night, and I believe that put me at 29. So yeah, if I get one more defense rate shard, I would be content. Oh, I hear you, Indigo. If we could buy skins with medals, I'd have them all. There's no doubt about that. But they gotta have the hook in there somehow. Gotta be able to make money, you know. I'm gonna do that soon. Before the game releases, I'm gonna delete almost all of my heroes and start over and create new ones. That way I can rename and reorder them in the deck. I know that feature will come along at some point, but it's not here yet. It's just the main thing with skins is if you have multiples. Like, I've got 4 to 5 of each type of hero right now, which I don't need. But the skins allow you to separate them a lot easier in your mind to make sure that you've got different ones or are using the right one. And somehow I still manage to screw it up. It's a quick process now, huh, Cryo? You can knock it out in a day. Well, yeah, I mean, higher chaos tiers have better loot, Sim. Just by convenience there, Mr. Dogson, of the heroes you use the most frequently or your favorites, I would want them at the top of the list, personally. I mean, it's just a convenience thing. The main reason I want to do it is because I got stupid hero names. I got lazy when making new heroes and did, like, you know, Gunwitch 2, Gunwitch 3, Gunwitch 4 as the names. And that, you know, now I was assuming that name changing was going to be a thing earlier in the game. Or was going to come sooner, and it never did. I don't think the campaign mode is going to be extended, personally, Peppers. It's got a quite good few maps in it now. I mean, they need to organize the story a little better. I agree with you there, but I don't know if there will be more maps added to campaign. I mean, how many is there now? There's like, is there 17 or 18? I mean, that's pretty decent. Alright, come on, man. Arrow, I know you're watching a stream. This is the thing that stops me from doing a lot of these runs. Is the waiting. There we go. I just like them there, Mr. Dogson. You can use whatever you want. I mean, like I said, you got to build for the enemies you're facing. Like in Chaos 7 or in Chaos 4, here right now there are, well, Chaos 7 there's a lot of flyers, but in Chaos 7 and Chaos 4 there's no cyborgs, so there's nothing disabling ground traps. So it makes traps and auras kind of a natural choice. I do giveaways when I get codes, Slinky, but I mean I don't have a way just to get codes whenever I want them. I have to request them and hope that I get something. So like currently I don't have any codes, but I mean I've done hundreds and hundreds of giveaways on the channel. Yep, Deadly Strikes is Chaos 3. That got changed a few updates ago. They reorganized the shard list. Did I get every lane? Looks like it. I wish some of those shards dropped a little earlier. Charged Shot is one of them, which, I mean, that's a really fun shard to use early on. I wish that one dropped earlier. And it did, used to. It used to drop in Chaos 1. But they moved it all the way up to Chaos 7. And, I mean, it's powerful at Chaos 7. But it's balanced well versus the Chaos tier you're in. If you go exclamation shards there, Indigo Eyes, it'll give you a current shard list. A lot of the information on the forums is not, there's a lot of opinions there, and not necessarily a ton of facts. But I mean, that's how game forums go, you know. The problem is until you've been around the forums for a while, you just don't know which of the regular forum posters are giving you good info and which ones are almost always giving bad info. I found one that's usable there, Lickety, but I didn't find the one I wanted. I really want a 4 per second penta. Life Leech actually isn't very good, Peppers. You'd be disappointed with it if you don't have it already. I think Life Leech needs a buff, in my opinion. I currently don't use it on anything. I periodically I'll pop it into my my Unholy Fire tank, but I just don't play the Unholy Fire tank very often. But unless you have just an absolutely insane amount of damage ticks going out there from primary attacks, it's not very good. Yeah, that's my opinion, of course. Everybody's is going to be a little different. Oh yeah, it was good. It was awesome back then. It's definitely not what it was. A lot of shards are not what they were, you know? I don't use the scatter shots though. Who was that, Lickety? Yeah, I don't like the scatter shot type. I mean, you can do the biggest numbers against the dummy with that, but it doesn't match my playstyle. So, I mean, I instantly take like probably a 30%, 40% hit on total DPS. Well, the Unholy Fire is not a DPS build there, Max. It's a tanking build, so it doesn't do a lot compared to other heroes. It was glitched a few updates ago and was doing insane amounts of damage, but that was fixed. It was actually doing the most damage in the game back a few updates ago. I just like the thing I don't like about Scattershot is, I mean, you literally gotta be, like, say this aura is the mob, you literally have to be that close to him for all of the projectiles to hit it. And I like shooting from far away. I don't know, I don't look at DPS numbers on a tank, to be honest with you. It doesn't make any difference. So I can't tell you what he does, because I would guess it's probably a couple million, maybe. It's just, it's not a DPS hero. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I just haven't looked at that in ages, to be honest. It's because you're looking at, I mean, with that one I look, you know, with the Unholy Fire I look at my ability to regen, my total hero health, my total armor, stuff like that is what I'm going for there. Nah, there's no leaderboards there, Dachshund. There's actually never been any in DD2. I would love to see leaderboards for some aspect of the game, you know? Maybe if onslaughts make a return or whatever. But leaderboards are always a lot of fun as long as they get managed. I mean, with every game, of course, there ends up being some hacks or whatever to get all crazy on the leaderboards. As long as they can manage that, I think leaderboards would be awesome. But I just don't even know what it would be based off of. You know, like maybe with Onslaught or Endless Mode or something like that, how many waves you can get to. But a lot of that comes down to how much time you have, too. I mean, my biggest Onslaught when that was in the game was, I think, like wave 200-ish, and that took more than 24 hours. So, I mean, that's a little excessive, you know? How much DPS? Don't get stuck on the DPS number, Max. DPS is blown out on all the heroes. It's supposed to be a tower defense game, you know? I mean, it's got the hard counters in it, and that's where the heroes come into play. DPS only matters in the in town against the target dummy. Yeah, but how would you be, Thanks there, Joe. You are the best, man. I appreciate it. No, you the best. What the hell? Where's Streamlabs at? It's supposed to pop that stuff up. I mean, even adding things like Flawless Crystal or whatever, I mean, you would have to have a score tied in to make it a leaderboard thing. That's the other thing I like about YouTube, their Joe, is they don't do that Twitch thing. They don't take no cuts. But I do appreciate it a ton, man. Oh, there we go. I got that daily done. The first time I bought bits on Twitch, I was kind of shocked. Not to do any Twitch bashing or whatever, you know, but they want their cut and they want it now. Nah, there's no challenges in the game. They're going to be adding incursions in on the 20th. Or, I mean, incursions are in the game now, but they're going to be end game quality of incursions by the 20th. Oh, I'd like to see more bosses too. I think everybody'd like to see more bosses. Boss fights are always fun. Oh, it's pretty stiff. There's no doubt about that, Joe. It's a steep cut for the bits. Missing one. We got Harrow again. What's up, Harrow? Needs the mana, man. I guess I could probably build it with what I got. That's a little excessive. A little. That's way excessive. Actually, I can't do that. Not with, it's just way too much. Here, I'll drop it to that. Oh, I agree, Christian. I think everybody, that's been brought up a bunch of times. No, everybody wants it, you know. Or at least like a weekly change or something at a minimum, or a larger pool. I mean, all the maps. Now, obviously, that adds a lot of work to Trendy, and easy for me to say since I'm not the one doing the work, but I mean, why would all the maps not be in the Chaos pools, you know? Good enough. That would be huge for me. I mean, you guys know I grind it out. I do a lot of maps every day. That would be absolutely awesome if it was like the pool of the entire map collection or whatever. The greed side of me wants to see a trading system there, Max, because I know that's the way for me to become a DD2 billionaire, just like in DD1. but I just wonder, I mean, I got mixed emotions on it, you know? A lot of people say they think it would ruin the game. I mean, if I'm playing with a friend or something and I can hook them up, I want to hook them up, you know? What's going on there, Sir Luctus? I'm doing good. Oh, that's an easy one there, Zol. Aquanos. Aquanos! Gots to have the Aquanos, man. I can answer that question without any thought. I want Aquanos added to this, to DD2 so bad, it hurts a little sometimes. In fact, I reinstalled DD1 just so I can play, just so I can run Aquanos again. I was a little bummed all my stuff is gone. But Aquanos was by far my favorite map. I love the boss fight. I love the survival variety. I grinded that map more than any other just because it was without a doubt my favorite. I loved it. No, all my stuff that was on the ground, the stuff I had in the inventory is gone. But all the stuff I had scattered across the... pardon me, all the stuff I had in my inventory is still there. But all the stuff I had scattered across my tavern is all gone. Most disliked map. That's actually tougher than it is to answer my favorite. I don't know. I mean, I guess I would have to go back through and look at them all. Nothing really pops to mind. Like my favorite map, that one pops to mind instantly. But most disliked map, I don't even really... Like I said, I'd have to look through the list. I've got quite a few of them on my channel, Darren, but they're all going to be changing regularly until, well, I mean, they're all going to be changing on the 20th for sure when the game releases. The benefit we have right now is you can basically play any hero as you want. Like you guys see me running around on this ranged monk. Now, the most effective way to play a monk is melee. However, I can do more than enough damage to get the job done in Chaos 7 as a ranged monk, and that's how I like to play it. So that's how I play it, you know. Yep, Chaos 2 introduces cyborgs there, James, so the best bet is to stay away from any ground traps or auras. Assuming Sir Luctus, you're probably using ground traps and auras. back to what I just referred to for James. The transition from C6 to C7 was actually fairly easy because the learning curve is in Chaos 5 with the assassins. Once you learn how to deal with the assassins, the rest isn't too tough. In the kobolds, although they do some crazy dive bombing and all that, they're still from the kobold family, so they've got very low health. So they're, I mean, you can burn them down. When I first started doing Chaos 7, I was trying to manually kill them all. And then I wised up and threw in some flame Mars and kicked back a little. It was a lot harder for me to move from Chaos 4 to Chaos 5 than it was from Chaos 6 to Chaos 7. There's no doubt about it. And it's all because of the assassins. The assassins were just mean. You know, when you first learn to deal with them, they catch you by surprise. Their beastliness. Yeah, the only way you can really effectively use flamethrowers is if you go with a totem on them, and then they just don't hit for crap. You gotta have ridiculously high health and keep them repaired. But, like I said, it's about building to the enemies. Not about making your defenses hit harder, but using the correct defenses. Or the correct category of defenses, I should say. What's going on there, Omni? You're still there. Farming it up, I'm assuming. Oh, you learned pretty quick to stack health. That's for sure, but the assassins were still just mean. I mean, remember before, if you had like 60,000, 70,000 health on your hero, it was like easy mode. And going to Chaos 5, it became, you know, that number moved up to like 120,000, made it easy mode. You know, so it definitely caught everybody off guard. Well, that's just what you gotta do sometimes, I mean, you know? It's all good, man. Nothing wrong with being a ninja. It's not based on how many maps you do at all there, CSGO, dude. It's 100% just gear gating off of what you're wearing. So, I mean, RNG is a factor. If you get really, really lucky and get a bunch of drops right away, you could end up advancing in tier really quickly. Like, I actually moved from Chaos 5 to Chaos 7. The only thing I wanted from Chaos 6 was a totem, so my walls would be healthier. And I was able to do that in just a few runs. I actually moved to Chaos 7 and Chaos 5 gear with a Chaos 6 totem on my walls. Well, you can join on me there, Sim. That's why I'm doing the groups today. There's no gear requirement. The only requirement is that you've completed the campaign. It's a fun map. It's very scenic. There's a lot of cool little spots to go to. You join the Steam group, you join Steam group chat, and then you just click on me and click join game. Alright, that was actually 4 wins, or 4 maps with this group. So I will go ahead and reform, start a new group. And anybody that wants to hop in is more than welcome to join me. I probably only got a few more runs in me here today, and then I want to get to opening some shards and see if I had any luck. I need some of that Omni RNG here. No problem there, Saigon. Thanks for joining. Yeah, it's almost impossible to fully max all your heroes there, Max. It's impossible to max, Max. Like I said, it's a different style now. It's more like DD1 flavor, where there's such a range. You know, maxing a relic does not mean you have the highest primary stat. You have to look at all of the stats, you know. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and leave this party. And then I'm just going to go ahead and start up a game here. So, if you haven't been into a match already, feel free to hop in. And then if it goes empty by the time like Wave 2 comes, anybody that was in it before, feel free to join back if there's spots. Yeah, incursions are supposed to come back there, Luke. That was one of the top things that they discussed, so that's kind of awesome. That's the biggest thing for me right now. I can't wait to play the higher tiered incursions. What you doing, shard farming the grind? You got all the shards already. What's going on there, Ghost? See if we can fit 3. Just barely. Man, I hope I got... That'd be 2 days. I mean, not 2 full days, but 2 stream days of Chaos 4 shard farming. I've found one. Actually, I have found a few good totems. What's going on there, Rumbledore? I've got a. I don't have any like completely maxed out totems with like full defense health. It's because it's full already. There's a. It fills up quick. I think that's probably good enough. Alright, Max, take it easy, man. Have a good one. Trade for defender medals. Now you're just being greedy on me. You know that's never going to happen. If there is anything like that, it'll be straight up gold, I bet. I mean, if it's limited to items only, I can't see anyone trading other than like friends. You know, trading between friends. But if it's item for item, not many people are going to trade. What's going on there, Olaf? I'm good, man. Well, I don't know if I'm good yet. We'll have to see what happens when I open all these shard packs from today. See if I had any luck or not. Shards would be nice. Shard trading would be a good thing. No doubt about that. In fact, if trading ever does come, I would guess shards would probably be one of the first things offered. Would be my guess. Upgrading my walls. Look at me. Oops. I wouldn't really... Or you want a charge shot in a power pylon? I mean, I can't even think of... I've got plenty of those laying around, actually. If trading was a thing, I would trade a power pylon or a charge shot for another defense raid or range. Actually, deadly strikes I'm getting pretty heavy on, too. I think I've got like 36 of those now. Power pylon's good. It's definitely a good one. Alright, let's see. Oh. Made it. I know people, especially the people making the jump from campaign to Chaos 1, use the shop, but I always have a hard time recommending it, just because the gold is so valuable for upgrades. I mean, in that thing you buy at the shop, you know, unless you've just really hit a complete roadblock with the gear that you're finding anyway, I mean, the upgrades aren't going to stay around for long. I usually do 3 runs there free, but this is going to be my last 3 for the day here. This is the first run we just started. But I usually do 3 and then switch group. It's not a very strong shard there, Olav. It's a fun shard, but as far as the damage output of it, it's not very strong. I mean, you can use it in any chaos tier, but it's not like gonna make you rocking on the DPS numbers or anything. It's an ability power shard, you know. Most of the ability power shards are not going to give you strong DPS numbers. Oh, that's what I mean, Josh, when the trading thing originally was asked. I mean, that would make me, like I said, it would make me a DD2 billionaire. I mean, I got a bag full of stuff right now that I'm just going to end up junking today, that I guarantee you 50% of chat would love to have. But there's just, you know, there's no possibility, no way of exchanging anything. The best way to do it would be don't use auras or traps, or would be the easiest way. You could still use auras if you're careful with your placement. But if you're new to the game and just breaking into C2, you got to build for the enemies that are there. You know, traps get disabled, so... You know, you can completely nerf the cyborg by not using any traps or auras. Yeah, that was fun. That's what I meant when I logged back in. All of my stuff I had thrown around in my tavern in DD1 is all gone. I do have a bunch of mana, those mana crystals sitting in the bank that I didn't recall having that many of before. So I don't know if like stuff got sold off through some update or whatever. I mean, it's been a long time since I played DD1. But I was very disappointed when all my goods were no longer on the floor. I mean, I had 100 plus pieces. Looks like DigiD is going to drop out if somebody wants to hop in. Yeah, the game is just, it's full of defenses you need to counter, or enemies that you need to counter. There, Colin. Or, Olav, pardon me. Take it easy there, Chaos. Enjoy your afternoon. All the fat loot's dropping. I hope this map makes a return to a higher chaos tier. I really wish this one was on C7. I just love this map. I don't know. There's just so many different ways to build it. Would definitely love to see it in a higher chaos tier for sure. Josh, you can get new heroes with them. Use them to upgrade gear. Use them to buy new hero slots. It's like it's the primary. You can use it to buy pets. There's some specialty pets that are offered up from Defender Metals. It's the premium earnable currency that costs no real money. So I mean, there's lots of good uses for it. When you're just starting, all those metals you got from campaign, I personally would use them to upgrade pieces to get you into a higher chaos tier. See, like, this is what I was talking about. I got all this stuff just sitting here. This is all Chaos 7 loot, this whole page. And this will probably get deleted. All this stuff, too. The stuff down from here down switches to non-Chaos 7 gear. But, I mean, all that stuff is just going to get sold. You just lock that one, lock that one. That changes quite a bit there. Olav, depending on how often I play it. That Temple in the Necrotic is my favorite map right now. I really like Unholy Catacombs too. Very reminiscent of the good old days. The map, my least favorite map right now would be Nimbus Reach for sure, but it's just because I've been grinding it so much. So that, I mean, that definitely changes. My opinion of it does anyway. Comes and goes. It was expensive, Francisco. It was expensive. Upgrading the pet bag to max cost way more than a bag spot does now. So it was hard earned. It wasn't a freebie, I assure you. I really, or no, only 300 spent. Or there's all the mana. So, I mean, I'm glad I have it, don't get me wrong. But just remember, it was a pricey mofo. It was 80 slots. So I actually lost inventory when you look at it that way. I had 80 slot pet bag that got reduced to a 64 slot extra bag. Dragolich is good overall. It's not strictly ability power users. Now you can get good results out of a non-premium pet with hero damage heroes. That's kind of old news there, Colin. You're not telling anybody anything they don't know. Drago's been a beast for a long time. Did I put anything up top? Yeah, I did. Okay. So I couldn't see the little flame art posts up there. I got way too much up there. I didn't really see anybody ask that question, unless I missed it. I thought it was just more random spurtings from Colin. Yeah, I didn't see, I must have missed that one. Yeah, this is Chaos 4 there, Olav. Looking for doing some shard farming. The shards are all by tier, so no matter what tier you're farming gear from, the shards will always be in a specific tier. Or the easiest way to guarantee that you get a shard pack from that tier is always just to do that tier. Just change your build there, Pointless. Get you some stun in the mix for those assassins, would be my suggestion. In my opinion, the easiest way to do Chaos 5 is with cannonballs with stun and poison dart towers. That's, in my opinion, that's the easiest way. But you also want to make sure you get your hero health up over 100,000. The pet boxes that drop are random hero. There's no place to go grind them. It's just by playing the maps, you get the boxes. The Vial of Dragon Sweat is going to drop out of one of the dragony type boxes, which are I'll look in my inventory, see if I have any here. Actually, I won't have any because I just sold everything before I started here. Harpies are a little buggy right now, Olav. You can make them work, but you're going to have the gear for it. I mean, you don't want to use one of any type of defense, really. I mean, just using a Harpy only build is not a good idea. You know, using a PDT only build is not a good idea. You know, cannons only, whatever. But Harpies need some love from Trendy. You always do crit chance first. There, Shem. Always, on every hero. If it's a DPS hero, you go hero crit chance. If it's a builder, you go defense crit chance. Before anything else, you max it. After that, I always go into range. You can't get power off of the utility tree. But yeah, defense crit chance, then range gambit on every hero. There's two geodes, Pointless. There's one in wave 4 and one in wave 5. And you just go kill them manually. You know, there's one on each wave. You know they're coming. You can see which lane they're coming out of. You just go to that lane. They come out right away at the beginning of the wave, and then just go kill them. You know, and then it's not an issue. But there's only, like I said, there's one on wave 4 and one on wave 5, and that's it. It actually said that they weren't intended to be there, but they never took them out. So I'm assuming it's now intended. It's no longer a bug; it's a feature. Yeah, originally there was no geodes intended to be in Chaos 5, and on Chaos 5's release, they put it in the patch notes that it was a bug, and that they were going to try to remove them, yet they're still there. So, like I said, I'm assuming they just went with it, but I don't know. They may end up changing at some point. Chaos 5, I mean, theoretically, Chaos 5 should be all about projectile towers. That should be what you're wanting to use. Now, there's some, as far as Chaos 1 through 5, there's a few towers that have no counter. Flamethrowers have no counter. Ramsters have no counter. So, from Chaos 1 to 5, you can use Ramsters and Flamethrowers. in every tier. But, I mean, as far as just ease of completion, Ramsters don't help you out too much versus Assassins. You need something with a stun on it or a CC on it. So, like, Mystic Walls will help you with Assassins. The Cannonball stun I mentioned earlier. You could throw a Geyser Trap out of the way somewhere where the Cyborgs aren't going to get to it. And just run Assassins over to it. Alright, Hero, take it easy. EV2 launcher? You mean weapon manufacturer? Weapon manufacturers are beast. At tier 1, the weapon manufacturers are a little stronger, but of course ours you can upgrade, and weapon manufacturers you can't. So, if you plan on just leaving stuff at tier 1, weapon mans are the shit. You know? But if you're going to actually play the map and use the DU, or use the green mana that you get from the chests and whatnot, then Flame Auras overtake it pretty quickly. Just all about the placement there, Zol. There's probably a good 100 hours of Chaos 5 videos of me using flamethrowers on the channel in live streams. So I mean, you can take a look at that. But with the proper placement, you know, the javelin throwers are kind of a non-issue, to be honest with you. I mean, javelin throwers can be a pain in the butt. Don't get me wrong. But that's where your hero comes in. Just go shoot him in the face. Yeah, definitely slow rolling on the XP and C4. It's not quite double, but almost double in C7. The Hex Throwers, the answer to them are Reflect Walls. Or killing them manually. When I first started doing C6, I didn't kill them. I didn't use Reflex, I killed them manually. You know, just as easy as to run out and kill them, or shoot them from range, or whatever. Oh yeah. That is for certain there, Mr. Dawson. There's a lot of those. We got, what, Magus Quarters? We got, Foundries and... Or what was the... What's the name of that map? The Unholy Catacombs map. I can't remember the name of it now from DD1. But we got Unholy Catacombs, we got Ramparts, we got a bunch of remakes. They were all voted on. This one wasn't. This one was that Terraria crossover. But all the other maps were all voted on. Or yeah, it was Foundries and Forges. So I had it right. I was thinking a wrong map, but this one is the only one out of all those that wasn't voted on. But it was the big surprise crossover with Terraria. Speaking of, give me some flaming mushrooms. There you go, Cryo. Gots to have the beams, man. Speeds or orbs are not there, Squirrely Dan, but skulls or marks are pretty much equivalent to medallions. The DPS is really, really close. I'm sure we'll see more heroes. I don't know about how soon, but we'll definitely see them. I mean, a free-to-play game, there's always going to be lots and lots. There will be many more heroes to come. No doubt in my mind. Everybody burn! It's a little framey when you do that, huh? That's weird. But yeah, my general, you know, I've done a lot of comparing them against the dummy on defenses. And, you know, you have a mark that's just a tiny bit higher, and it's doing more damage than a medallion that's just slightly lower on just about every defense, and vice versa. So it's just about your RNG and what you get. I personally get jinxed a lot with medallions. I get a lot of marks, but I don't get many medallions. Hopefully they get the naming right here in the on the 20th too. I'm sure they will. They said that the speed and skull thing is just it was a internal coding language that wasn't meant to get added on. That's been brought up a lot there, Mr. Dogson. I think that challenge, particularly the boss rush, a lot of people want it. You're not alone. Come on, baddies, come out. I only got 20 seconds. 20 seconds of flamey ball. Get me another one. I'm sure, I mean, over the next couple of years, a lot of that stuff will come back in. Up to you there, Matthews. Whichever you like the most. Come on, Saigon, hit G, man. The Toxic Shock one is not the one. That won't be the first one I farm. The Apprentice weapon from Bastille Master is awesome. The Purge Evil weapon, I can't even remember what it's called anymore. Anybody remember what the Purge Evil weapon was called? That one's cool as hell. It's the coolest looking weapon in the game, in my opinion. It's all good. I mean, that's just a absolutely amazing looking monk weapon. I'll be really torn between which one of those to use on my monk. That one or the spooky weapon. The Haunting Glaive, the monk spooky weapon from the Maldonis incursion, is pretty cool looking. What's going on there, prospects? Yeah, there it is, Cryo. Infernal Combustor. That thing is so cool looking. In my opinion, it really is the coolest looking weapon in the game. But that's, you know, that's just me. So awesome. I still got most of my iconic weapons from the original Dungeon Defenders too. Take that. I don't remember any. It's been too long for me to remember all the stats. I remember the names of some of the weapons, but I don't remember the stats on them. It's been a couple of years since I played Dungeon Defenders for real. Yeah, it's been more than that. It's probably been 3 years, at least. I played a little Dungeon Defenders Eternity. I don't even know how much. Probably 500 to 1,000 hours between my tablet and the PC. Probably close to 1,000. It's 2 bonus. If you get the little golden ingot has spawned, it gives you 2 bonus souls there, prospect. Or yeah, just like Cryo said there. Just a little Easter egg for back when souls mattered. Oh yeah, DD1 was an awesome game. Exclamation stats in chat there, Sir Luctus, will take you to a link that's got all that listed. Yeah, Souls of Night. That's the only kind of souls in the game. Yeah, all gear is based off of gear you're wearing there, Esther. Including weapons. Oh, he was spawn protected. It's just floating. My rock toss didn't get tossed. The Souls of Night are used to buy the Terraria weapons, which are just a novelty. They're completely worthless right now. Hopefully they come back at a higher chaos tier, but they are not there now, sadly. That you buy from the dwarf dude in town. It's an in-game currency, basically. There won't be any modders in DD2 for a long time either, Mr. Dogson. Well, I mean, on PC. I didn't play that open mode in DD1 though. I only played the unmodded version. The guy that introduced me to the game was really against the cheats and stuff, so I got my DD2 influence from him. Alright guys, well I think that is going to do it for today. So I appreciate everybody coming out though. And I'm going to open up my shards here if we can get into another map. I should have just went back to Tavern. But please, oh please, let me have a beacon. And then give me a bonus defense rate just to be nice. Alright, let's see what I got. Yeah, these other ones I don't really need anything from. Ugh. Abyssal Mandate. Nope. Nope. Oh, come on. No luck. Oh, there's a defense rate. I spoke too soon. I'll keep that bad boy around. That's defense rate number 30 for me. Love it. Call of the Kobold. Ah, man. No luck. Well, what are you going to do? I got a few more. There's still hope. Now I got to go back and see what they are, though. Let me unlock, just do them all, and then I'll tab back over and look. Nope. 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 Ah, another defense rate. Well, I'm not going to complain about getting 2 more defense rates. That's for sure. No. No gloves, though. That's alright. It happens. Anyway, guys, like I said, I do appreciate it. Thank you all for swinging out. And I'll be back streaming something tomorrow at 3 p.m. Now, my stream schedule is going to be changing. I'm not sure what that is, though, but my wife's days off work have changed. So my stream schedule is going to be changing in the light of that. I will post it up on the channel. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly what that is quite yet. But I'll let everybody know. I'm still going to be streaming the same amount, just my days off are going to change for sure. But anyway, thank you all very, very much, and I will see you soon. Take it easy.